Hi, I'm Hickory. Welcome to my super messy sewing room that's kind of hard to film in, but I'm gonna try anyway. Yay! Today I'm going to be making a cardigan using McCall's pattern M6084. This is called the 1 hour cardigan. We'll see if it really takes me an hour because I can be kind of slow. Some fabric at Joann's and I knew I had to do something with it. Oh, look at that nice piece of thread. And so I'm going to be making a cardigan because I really love cardigans. Okay, so I've got my pieces all cut out. Here we go. Let's see if this really takes an hour. And here it is, the finished cardigan. I like how flowy it is. So all in all, the cardigan took me approximately 2.5 hours to complete. As you might recall, this is the pattern and I did view D. So view D is going to take you more than an hour. Now I'm a pretty experienced sewer. If you are not a very experienced sewer, I would definitely carve out probably something more like 5 hours for this, from the start to the finish with cutting the fabric out and everything. I also had some issues with my sewing machine, which I always have issues with my sewing machine. But if you are an experienced sewer, I definitely think that view A could take an hour, because at about the 1.5 hour mark I was at view A, and that was with all of my issues with the tension on my machine and everything. Yeah, so all in all, I think the pattern is pretty good. I will definitely use it again. Some things that I did not care for is that the pattern gives you some directions for finishing certain seams, but it doesn't give you any directions for finishing others. That's kind of a knock against the pattern in my book, because if you're going to have a garment like this, it's going to go through wash machines, you really need to have some very strong seams that are finished so they're not fraying and pulling apart. Now, the particular seam finishing instructions in this pattern were not ones that I personally cared for. They're fine. I mean, it's totally a personal preference thing. I like to do French seams. The seam finishing in here was much more similar to a flat felt seam, where you just, these seams, they wanted you to fold underneath and sew them down. That's not my personal preference. That's nothing against the pattern, but it was nice that it did give you directions for finishing seams. And to me, that's always a positive, because there are a lot of commercial patterns out there that will not give you directions for finishing seams, which is a problem if you're somebody who's brand new to sewing and you don't know about finishing seams. As for the pattern though, I will definitely use it again. I think I will give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it is pretty straightforward. The finished garment's really comfortable. If you're not an experienced sewer, I would not recommend using a silky shiny material like this, because it was pretty difficult to work with and I actually got a little frustrated with it myself. But I'm still pretty happy with the finished product. So that's that. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I will be happy to answer them, and I will see you next time.